What's going on, brothers and sisters? Chris here from NamasteGaming, and today I want to help you guys break new ground. Something I haven't really talked about here, I took a roughly 10-year break from FPS games after Halo 1 was released, and decided to get back into them with the release of Black Ops and Battlefield Bad Company 2, so I was pretty much starting from scratch. This puts me in a pretty good position to teach the basics, if not much else. Planetside 2 is a game that kind of bridges the gap between FPSs like Battlefield and MMOs like Guild Wars 2. And actually, for my Guild Wars 2 viewers, you guys will find a lot of similarities here. They're both open world games that drop you right in and expect you to go find the fun. They both give you a lot of ways to contribute and offer multiple paths to achieve an objective, and they both work really well as casual games that you can just dip into when you feel like it. I guess my point is that even if you don't normally enjoy first-person shooters, you should give Planetside 2 a chance. Anyway, with that taken care of, let me drop some knowledge. First things first, choosing a faction. You can read their ideologies in the little blurby bits on the screen there, but here's some things that the character creation screen won't tell you. The Vanu sovereignty uses weapons that fire laser bolts, which move a little bit faster than normal bullets and have zero drop-off. This means they're effective at all ranges, sort of a jack-of-all-trades, master-of-none situation. Their Empire-specific tank is the Mag Rider, which is a crazy hover tank that has a fixed-position turret and is far easier to handle than a normal tank for new players. Their Empire-specific fighter is the Scythe, which has the most forgiving handling of any of the fighters. For someone new to FPS games, Vanu is a great starting choice. They also have some pretty awesome electronica as their theme music, so there's that. The new conglomerate uses weapons that focus on making every shot count. They have the lowest rate of fire and the highest damage per shot, and are the only faction whose infiltrators start off with a bolt-action sniper rifle. As a rule, they favor longer range engagements, although they do get some dirty shotguns for close quarters fighting. Their Empire-specific tank is the Vanguard, a slightly heavier-hitting tank that can deploy a temporary shield to take a bit more of a beating than the other Empire-specific tanks. Their Empire-specific fighter is the Reaver, a slightly beefier fighter that sacrifices a bit of responsiveness for the ability to take a few more hits. This is the faction for marksman-type players who like to choose their shots, control their engagements, and play defensively. Their theme music is some good old-fashioned metal. Finally, we've got the Terran Republic. Their weapons tend to be themed around having a very high rate of fire, and as you'd expect, that makes them particularly well suited to close quarters battles. Their Empire-specific tank is the Prowler, which is the fastest main battle tank, and also the fastest firing. It can also deploy into anchored mode, which pretty much turns it into a mobile turret. The TR Empire-specific fighter is the Mosquito, which is a zippy little craft perfect for hit-and-run tactics. The Terran Republic theme music is orchestral and imperial sounding. Once you've chosen a faction, you'll receive a short lecture about their ideology before being dropped into your first death. If you kill someone before they drop you, good on ya, but most players will barely have time to ask themselves where they are and who they should shoot at before they find themselves getting real intimate with the dirt. That's okay. When you die, respawn at your faction's warp gate. This is where you'll want to take some time to get accustomed with the basics. Let's start off with the map. The map shows a few important things. For starters, it shows what territory your faction controls. This is pretty obvious. Purple is Vanu, red is TR, blue is NC. Any of the hexes that are flashing are areas where battles are taking place. And if there's an explosion-looking symbol and a deploy button, something big is going down and you can drop pod in like we did in the beginning if you feel up to it. You'll see in the upper left corner that there are 3 island-looking things. This game actually takes place on 3 continents right now, with plans to add more in the future. Indar is a huge desert, Esamir is a frozen wasteland, and Amarish is a smaller continent with lots of trees and mountains. To navigate between them, you can go to these little terminals with the globe above them. Speaking of terminals, let's head over to the loadout selection terminal. This is where you'll choose your class, customize its loadout, and resupply things like grenades and ammo. We're not going to get too deep into classes here, but here's a quick overview. Infiltrator is the sniper class. They have a limited stealth ability and can hack enemy terminals to provide access to class changes, vehicles, and fighters in hostile territory. They're difficult to play well and rely on map knowledge and gun skill quite a bit. Hold off on playing these guys until you have a good grip on the game. Light Assault is the default class. They can use a good variety of well-rounded weapons and have a jetpack for getting to tricky locations. Their strength lies in using their jetpack to find unorthodox angles of attack, and as such, a bit of map knowledge is needed to use them effectively. They're not a terrible choice for new players, but not really a great one either. The Combat Medic is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. You get a decent carbine as your weapon, about on par with the Light Assault, but instead of a jetpack, you get a healing gun. If you're not confident in your ability to snap onto targets quickly enough to be a help in firefights, this is a great choice. You can heal and revive other players from the back of the group, you don't have to worry as much about friendly fire, and you'll get good experience from playing the objective, since that's where you'll find all the players to heal. Strong first choice for a new player. The Engineer is a great class all around and makes a very solid pick for a new player with a bit more confidence in or desire to prove upon their gun skill. They get the same carbine as the Light Assault, as well as a repair tool, ammo packs, and a deployable turret. The ammo packs are always appreciated, especially by heavy assault players raining rockets on an enemy facility, and the turret provides you with good cover and excellent firepower. The repair tool lets you repair terminals, defense turrets, air and ground vehicles, and max units. If you're in any vehicle other than a Flash, this is the class you should be playing as in most situations. The Heavy Assault is the frontline trooper. They're equipped with a light machine gun that hits hard and has a lot of ammo in the magazine, and they have an active shield ability that lets them survive sticky situations that would mash most other classes. They also get a handy rocket launcher, which is great against both enemy infantry and armor. If you just want to throw yourself into kill or be killed situations all day, the Heavy Assault makes a great choice. Last but certainly not least, we have the Max unit. This is a mech suit sort of contraption that acts as a hybrid between infantry and armor. There are a wide variety of options available, but for now, let's just say that if you're new to the game, the only time you'll really want to switch to a Max is if you're defending a facility that's being overrun and you just want to take out as many of them as possible before dying. For now, mess around with the different classes and get a feel for them. You will die a lot in this game, especially in the beginning, so don't let it get you upset. Explore, run around, shoot stuff, crash jets, drive tanks off cliffs, and just have fun with it. In the next video, we'll talk about basic infantry techniques, best practices for modern FPSs, and discuss how you should spend your cert points early on. As always, if you liked the video, let me know by giving it a rating and sharing it with your friends, and let me know what you think and what else you want to see from this series in the comments section. If you're new to the channel, you can subscribe by clicking the giant subscribe button in the top right of the video. There's lots more good stuff coming. Love y'all. Stay black.